how did those blueberry cuttings do through the winter? Let's check it out. Well, there they are. Today is April 16th, and we started these little blueberry cuttings last spring, actually late spring, early summer, but they're starting to put on new growth. You can see the new little branch coming out there, new branches coming out here. This little guy right here is trying to produce blueberries, which is not exactly what we want. We want branches, so we'll see how that goes as time goes by. I think what I might do is just pluck these little guys off of here, all those flowers, and then just let these little bottom growth buds start growing out a little bit better. Now, once again, the reason we left these in this sand all winter long is so that they could harden off. The roots could get tough, and then in the late winter, early spring, like it is right now, we can just get in there and pull these guys up without damaging the roots, because those roots are now hard and tough and they're hardened off through the winter. So those are real strong roots we've got on there now. We don't have to worry about damaging them much. We just pull them on up. We'll pull this guy up too. And there we go, nice, tough, hard roots. So if you had a whole pot of these things all stuffed in here, like maybe 20 or 30 of them in here, these roots might be tangled up, but after going through a winter, they're hardened off and you can pull them apart really easily without damaging anything. So there they are, two little blueberry plants, and they're fertilized up and ready to go, sitting right next to our lavender. So today's April 16th. We're gonna wait for some time to go by, see how these little guys develop. And yes, I did end up taking the blueberries off of this because they're not gonna turn into any real appreciable blueberries, and they're gonna take away from this little rooted cutting, rooting even further and putting on nice, good green vegetative growth through the summer. So we'll just watch these guys and see how they develop. I'll give you updates. Here we go. We'll see what happens. So here they are. Today is June 22nd, and our little Toro blueberry cuttings are doing very well. I know a lot of you guys are wondering about this. You saw that last video about the blueberry cuttings, and if you haven't, I'll put a link in the description below. But these are the two little cuttings that we got to root and we got growing on through the winter. We potted them up and they are doing awesome. I absolutely love this variety. I'm going to take you out in my orchard right now and show you what this thing looks like. The plant, the mother plant that we got these cuttings off of out in the orchard, and show you why, just exactly why I took the cuttings off of this particular variety. It's loaded. All right, so you see our beautiful grapes over here. I pruned those way back this earlier in the spring. We got our new strawberries coming up, June bearing. I am in love with these strawberries so far. They're producing much bigger, nicer, fuller strawberries than they have in the past. Well, the different variety did in the past. And then we've got all our raspberries coming up. There they are, and our espalier apples. But here's where we got to head over to the blueberries so you guys can see this. This is why I took the blueberry cuttings from this particular variety. Now here's our Chandler. I believe this is the Chandler, yeah. Blueberry, and you can see it produces some huge blueberries in there. Look at that. Huge blueberries. It's kind of hard to see. The sun is not a good time of day. Ooh, look at that. A little tiny honeybee. He's just chilling out, basking in the sun. Actually, could that be a queen? I don't know. I don't know honeybees that well, but there's one sitting right there now. So we've got this Chandler producing huge berries right now, but look at the Toro. Look at that thing. Isn't it beautiful? So many people ask for plants in their landscape because they live in homes that are smaller or smaller lots, and they're looking for shorter, compact plants, compact flowering plants, compact gardening plants, compact fruiting plants. Everybody wants dwarf these days. This is it. If you're looking for a spectacular blueberry variety, Toro is the variety. Now I'm in zone 8B, and so I don't know exactly what zones these could take, but you could easily Google it. Look this up right now, Toro, T-O-R-O, and see what areas it'll do well in. But if you're anywhere close to zone 8B, this is what it'll do for you. And it is absolutely beautiful, man. I love this specific variety. It is loaded. I mean loaded. And it does this year after year after year since we got this thing. Now this is probably the best year. It does better every single year because it's getting more established and rooted into the ground. But I love this plant. So many berries. So there's the Toro. I do have to say, that is not the Chandler. I just got down there, can't find the tag, don't even know what it originally was. Produces big berries though, but this is the Chandler. And now, it's a smaller, more compact plant. I fell in love with this one last year too. It's not producing as heavily. You can see, this still got the tag there, Chandler. not producing as heavily as the Toro. Look at that. I mean, look at that. But I found last year that these two are great pollinators together, and this Chandler is a very comparable size of berry, a little bit smaller, but comparable size, and it produces much sweeter fruit than that big blueberry right there. I remember that now that we're talking about it, but it produced really sweet fruit. It was some of the best fruit in here along with the Toro. And so I remember last year talking about this and deciding that if I expand a blueberry orchard, I'm probably going to go with these two varieties. I might throw in a third, but you can't beat that. You can't beat the production of that Toro, at least of the 16 varieties I've got here in Zone 8B. So there's only one question to answer. Am I going to take more cuttings of this Toro this year? Bet your bottom dollar I am, and I'm going to see if I can get a bunch of them to root. And I'm not going to disturb them this time. We're going to end up with more Toro blueberries. Now, where do we go from here? Well, this little guy's small. I'm probably going to leave him alone. He's got growth coming out the top here. He's got little growth here. He's got growth out the side. They're still smaller. Later in the summer, I might snip back this one right here just to encourage branching. This one right here needs a little bit of a haircut. So we're not going to do much. We want good long branches, and the more leaves we leave intact, the more photosynthesis this can do, the more it can produce strong, healthy, vigorous roots and push out new growth. So I don't want to hack it all the way back in the middle of summer right now. It's such a small plant, but what I'll probably do is just take off just the end, 2 leaves right there, 2 leaves right there. We'll leave plenty intact for rooting better and growing more branches through the summer. And heck, I'll just take the little end right off of that little guy. And there you have it. We've got 2 beautiful blueberry cuttings. Both are Toro. They're going to grow on into the summer, and these guys are going to produce awesome blueberries. I may even replace some of those ones that aren't doing so well with these blueberries in the future. We'll see how it goes, but I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to follow along. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.